with Ethereum? You didn't hear
No.
about that? I'm building
No.
my own fork of Ethereum, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going to run?
We're
Proof of work?
basically no, you can't. Ethereum Classic, you can't. You get 51% tax all the time.
So, okay.
Proof of stake.
All right.
So
So it's going to be the HEX chain?
I can't call it that because of just general hatred by dum-dums. So it's going to have to be called something else.
The heart chain?
Interesting. Haven't thought about that. I haven't got the name chosen yet. So, like we just
Okay.
I just put on my first new like lead dev for it.
But HEX will be the
Yesterday,
native currency?
Probably not. It's probably not going to
Okay.
be because
Okay.
the hatred. So right now we don't have a market cap on CoinGecko. Why? The people that run it are scumbags. We obviously do have a market cap. We obviously are the most popular DApp before NFTs got popular. We were the most popular DApp on Ethereum that wasn't for trading. So
Do you really not understand why you get this shit?
yeah,
Do you really
I
deep
mean, look,
down not get it?
everyone hates for different angle. It's fine. It's okay.
Do you not see the
I have people letting me
stigma
know
that
that I
goes
could be
along
like
with
more
being a
friendly and
salesman?
nicer. Hey, look, you know what? Who makes money on scams? They make money on scams. They literally advertise on pages
I
that
agree.
show
I
how
think-
scams are doing. And
Look,
they
I think
compare scams
HEX
to each other.
exists. I don't think HEX's existence should be denied. I think it should be recognized.
No.
But
So if I'm launching a
wondering,
new
do
coin,
you-
I'm hoping that there's less of that stupidity. I hope. Because, maybe on the front page, I don't say designed to do 10,000x in a year or some shit.
so it's going to be a new coin on this new chain.
Yep.
HEX is going to live on this chain. It's going to be a program.
I'd like to see that, yeah. Yeah, because so here's what happens with blockchains. As long as automated market makers exist and they're 25% of network usage or more, they're probably 50% of network usage actually, then the arbitrage opportunities in those systems having to reflect price movements in the real world, the complexity of updating all of those order books to match real world price movements means that the economic activity of things that support trading will always outprice all other use cases and then fill up the blocks, always, in any censorship resistant system. So Ethereum is likely to stay full no matter what. Oh, and by the way, they just raised the costs for HEX 3x in the next Berlin fork that's coming up in 30 days. Because we're a real application that uses real business logic and has to pull data off of a drive using the S-load function. So they increased the gas price of S-load by 2.7x in the Berlin fork after increasing it 4x in the last fork they did. So now it's up 8, 10, 12x. Why? Why? So instead of scaling and making their database work better or increasing block sizes or gas limits or whatever, they just fuck us and other people that use real business logic. You're like, all right, well, you know what? You raise the price 4x, which is the reason we don't have 50-year stakes. We have 15-year stakes. And now you raise the price 2.7x again. Does this sound like unstoppable computing? No, this sounds like our computing is literally getting stopped. I'm not cool with that shit. I'm not cool with it. And it's not fair for someone to make a $50 stake and it costs $150 to unstake it. That's not
So
okay.
That's why you're forking.
I don't have a choice. If you want to save the layer one guys that have HEX stakes and be able to get their money out instead of just giving it all to a goddamn miner, and what does a miner do with it? Dump the ETH price is what he does with it. Like miners are not your fucking buddies. Like when you give them coins, they dump those shits for electricity to drive up the difficulty rate versus other miners. So if we want to save, so there's already guys that have built shit or are building shit for layer 2 that will allow new people to use layer 2 instead of layer 1 ETH. And so they can on-ramp with cash into layer 2. They could set up and get parts of a stake on layer 2, but that doesn't save the L1 guys. And so if you want to save the L1 guys, you have to go to a new L1 chain. And there are a lot of chains that support Solidity code. So we have a lot of options. And from my perspective, I believe that the people that would participate in this thing are most likely to be Hexicans and honorable and just, and you'll just have like 80 validators that all have like a minimum of whatever this native token is. Who knows, maybe it gets airdropped to Hexicans and then, in effect they have free transactions because they're already prepaid for with the coins they got airdropped or whatever. And then part of the reason I'm happy to be on a different chain is I can't tell you what parameters I'm changing, but there's some very exciting parameters that a lot of people would really like. And so there's more shit that you can do than just cheaper and more throughput. And by the way, the more throughput gets eaten up. So like when we launched and gave free coins to Bitcoin holders, we only got about 3% of the total possible claims. And that was after like hard effort. And so with this other thing, I mean, I wouldn't imagine we would get more than 10% of Ethereum users to flip over. That would be like really good, I think. And then over years, the blockchain would just fill up again because of the economic activity of those other guys doing automated market maker shit and whatnot. But by then you might have more popular L2 stuff like composable optimistic rollups, you know, where they could talk to each other, whereas right now they can't, things like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm forking Ethereum, and I've already got the first dev on board, and then I'm hiring more. So basically what we need is we need a replacement for Infura. We'll be able to use MetaMask because you just change one parameter in MetaMask. And then we need a replacement for like a block explorer, and those are open source, so should be a problem. I mean, even Etherscan has block explorers for other chains that aren't Ethereum. Same team, different explorers for different chains. So MetaMask has shown they're happy to work with different chains because they do. And Etherscan has shown that they're happy to work with different chains. And so basically, like the only thing I really have to do is build out an Infura kind of replacement, which isn't that hard. You're just running a bunch of nodes.
Why didn't you just cut a deal with CZ and move it to BSC?
Why pump his bags?